Once upon a time, not long ago in Laos, a shadow fell over a quiet Hmong village. Mysterious deaths began to plague the village. Without warning, healthy villagers would fall, shaking uncontrollably, and then slowly pass away. There was no illness, no visible cause. Panic spread like wildfire, and whispers of black magic echoed through the village, filling the people's hearts with fear. Among the grieving was a young woman named Me. Me's mother, the owner of the village's small mini-mart, had died in the same strange way. Heartbroken by her loss, Me refused to believe it was a natural death. She was determined to uncover the truth. With her boyfriend, Kong, by her side, she vowed to find the source of these mysterious deaths and stop the suffering in her village. Their suspicions turned to an old woman who lived on the outskirts of the village. This old woman had recently moved into a rundown cottage, isolated from the rest of the villagers. She was poor, often seen begging or shopping at the mini-mart. The villagers whispered that she was an opium smoker, and there were rumors that she had a dark past. Me's mother had frequently mentioned the strange old woman, recalling their heated arguments at the mini-mart over unpaid debts. As Me and Kong dug deeper, they uncovered a dangerous connection. They learned that, a few weeks before her death, Me's mother had cut off the old woman's credit at the mini-mart. Furious, the old woman had left the shop in a rage, cursing Me's mother as she stormed out. That was the last time anyone had seen the old woman in the village. Soon after, Me's mother died, and Me realized the old woman's curse might have been confirmed. Determined to find answers, Me and Kong decided to investigate. Late one night, they secretly followed the old woman to her rundown cottage, hidden deep in the bushes. What they saw chilled them to the bone. The old woman performed a strange ritual, surrounded by black dolls and burning incense. She muttered dark words, throwing a small buffalo-shaped doll onto the ground. As they watched in terror, the doll turned into a shadowy figure, which she commanded to kill a villager. Terrified by what they had witnessed, Me and Kong hurried back to the village. They ran through the dark forest, the eerie moonlight casting shadows along their path. Their hearts pounded as they rushed to the village chief's house. There, they recounted everything they had seen, from the cursed dolls to the shadow creature the old woman had summoned. Though the chief was hesitant, he could no longer deny that something dark was at work in the village. The next morning, the village chief gathered soldiers and villagers to confront the old woman. They arrived at the old woman's dilapidated cottage with tension hanging in the air. The soldiers kicked open the door, and what they found inside confirmed the worst of their fears. Black dolls, strange herbs, and cursed objects littered the room. The air inside the cottage was thick with the smell of decay and dark magic. The old woman stood in the doorway, her cold eyes daring them to challenge her. The old woman was brought to trial before the village elders. The villagers gathered fearfully, watching as the trial began. Me and Kong stood among them, feeling relief and fear. The old woman, her face twisted with hatred, muttered curses under her breath. She tried to summon a dark shadow creature to protect herself at one point, but the soldiers intervened just in time. The village elders, horrified by her dark magic, sentenced her to death. With the old woman gone, the village began to recover, but fear still lingered. The mysterious death stopped, and the village slowly returned to normal. Yet, the shadow of the curse remained in the villagers' hearts. Even as life returned to the village, some could not shake the feeling that dark forces still lurked in the shadows, waiting for another chance to strike. Me, though relieved, felt haunted by the events that had taken place. Despite the darkness they had faced, me and Kang's love grew stronger. As the village began to heal, me found comfort in Kang's unwavering support. They would often sit together, reflecting on the horrors they had witnessed and the lives they had saved. They knew the past would always be a part of them, but they were ready to leave the shadows behind. Together, they prepared to start a new chapter filled with hope and the promise of a future untainted by dark magic.